So this is the card that we're going to be making today. It is, what do they call these? An easel card. So this is the front of the card, and this is the inside, and then of course you tuck that underneath there and you get this cute little card like this. So it looks like I need to pull this over this way some. It'll take me a little bit to get this just how I want it. You know, I'm a perfectionist sometimes like that. So this background here is from this die, which is from the Mini Hearts die. If you took the Lots of Heart class kit, you will have this die. So that's how I did this. This is the smallest scalloped oval, and this is the smallest oval, stitched oval die. And the smallest stitched oval die comes from this, the Stitched Shapes framelits, or dies. We don't call them framelits anymore, I guess. And then this comes from the ovals, so it's the smallest scallop oval die. And then what else do we use? We use a circle die, which I hope I haven't lost it. I've already lost one die this week. I don't want to, well, anyway, the oval die for this is the second largest, and you know, I can't imagine. Well, I have another set of circles that I can find. If I can't find that one, that's just annoying, because I already have been searching for like 15 minutes for a die that I lost to my art gallery dies, and now I've lost this die. Who knows where it goes? Let me get the other set of circle dies that I have. So here's my other circle dies. This is the second smallest circle die. So those are the dies that we'll be using. The other circle die may show up. It's like the socks in the dryer today for me. It's the dies. I lay them down and they just disappear. But anyway, they'll turn up. They always do. No worries there, as long as I have an alternate. So for this, now this is a little different. I did use some things that weren't in the kit, but I tried to use basics. So these are like basics for most crafters, these circle dies and ovals. And then this is, of course, is from the Mini Hearts dies that we just used in our class. So a lot of people have these. And I really do think that this is a versatile set. It's not just for Valentine's Day. So we'll start out to make this little easel card. And I just designed this morning. I have to come up with an idea for my 3 o'clock workshop. What will I do? And I played around a little bit. First I thought, well, maybe I'll do the heart with the Poppy Parade, but I don't know, it just kind of overwhelmed the petal pink. So I thought, well, I'll just go with petal pink, and then we put a bow there to just kind of make it pop a little bit. So I have one of these, and I'm going to fold it in half and use my bone folder. And these easel cards are really pretty easy to make. And this is a little bit of a different swing to it, as in I used these to keep it open. Sometimes you'll put like a embellishment there, like a rhinestone or something to keep it open. But I thought I'm going to try something different. So I have these little like tabs that I've decorated. Now this guy I cut out by hand. And if you don't like to do what they call fussy cutting, which is you cut by hand, You might not like this card, but that's the only thing you have to fussy cut. So, so I've got this, I folded in half and I burnished it. And now I'm going to get my thing out, my trimmer. And so we know that this is 4 1/4. So half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. So I'm going to score, not cut, I'm going to score 2 1/8 on the front. I'll make sure I have my scoring tool, got my gutter, and then where I have my score line, I'm going to fold that like that. So that gives me my easel card part. And I will need this, maybe. No, I think I've already pre-cut everything. So that's going to be our base. Now for this part here, let's go ahead and do our stamping first. We're going to stamp one of these little snails, darling little snails. We're going to stamp the love, the heart, and the XOXO. This is basic black. This is the Memento black, and this is petal pink. So I have a piece of whisper weight or regular weight. It's about 7.5 by 3.5. I wanted it to be 3.5 so it would fit through my little mini cutter, my mini Stampin' cut and emboss. And so let me put all this away here. I'm going to use this basic thing here to keep that flat. So I'm going to start out by stamping. I have all my stamps piled up here that I used. I'm going to stamp with the heart, and that came with our kit. And I'm going to make sure that stays in place. If I make sure it's right in the corner, if it comes loose, then I can always put it back in the corner and know that. And I want to make sure I have plenty of room all around, because I'm going to cut with this die here. And I want to make sure, of course my magnets love that, make sure I have plenty of room. I might move it over just a tad. And see that if it comes loose, I can always push it back in that corner, and I know it's going to stamp at the same place. So all my ink pads are dry, so I'm going to put in an order, like an order about a dozen ink pad ink refills, because it's a lot of work. It pulls up if your stamp is too dry, doesn't have enough ink, it is going to pull your paper up, even with the magnets in place. It likes to do that. Let me make sure it's back in place here in that corner. It looks like that part needs a little extra love. I must be missing it. I don't know what I'd do without the Stamparatus, because I'm not that good of a stamper, really. The Stamparatus makes up for a lot of my failures and my lack of ability. Thank goodness. And dry ink pads too. There's no way I could do this with a dry ink pad with one pass over. And of course, you know, I like to get it nice and rich. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry to make you guys wait. Honestly, I am gonna order some ink. All right, that's good enough. I don't want to make you guys wait all day. So that's done. So that's going to be cut. Let me get this. Now I'm going to do the XOXO. Do that with my, and I need to make sure that I leave plenty of room. So this is my that die, so I know I get my XOXO out here. This also came with the kit. So there's my XO. I know I'll have room. So I'll pick that up. Now you don't have to do it. Let me clean that off because that has ink on it and it's going to get everywhere. I don't need to leave this on. Oh, gee. It's been quite a day. Sorry I had to yeah, this is Petal Pink. I'm sorry I had to postpone. My phone was almost dead. It had like 5%. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not going to do a live at 3. I am going to have to do a live at 3:30, and I still hope I have enough. I started out with 61% battery. So we'll see. Do my XOXO there. I hope everyone's enjoying this lovely freezing cold weather. My daughter, who is she's a teacher, she's actually an assistant right now. She's looking to get a full-time teaching job. She's kind of hoping that the school will be canceled tomorrow if we get enough ice, but it's going to be cold either way. Okay, so that's my XOXO. Let me clean that off. And let's see, what else? Let me get my little chamois out. And next is going to be, now for the others, going to turn it this way. Well, yeah, turn it this way. I'm trying to be frugal with my paper. Now with the love, we want to make sure that we have enough room with the circle, and then we want to have a little bit of a tail. So, you know, I think I might get another piece of paper because I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure that I don't. So I'm going to get a nice big piece of paper here and maybe move my stamp here. Sorry guys, I'm a little discombobulated. Yeah, Vivi lives near me, Pat, in Texas here. We'll probably get together once the COVID is gone. Oh, that's a nice image right there. Okay, and then, so I know I have plenty of room for that, and then a little tab here. And then I'm going to do my snail and clean off my stamp here. Making progress. There's my little, got a hair in my thing. Yeah, it will be, Pat. It will be fun. And there's my little snail. Okay, and then the last thing I need to stamp. This is a piece of Whisper White. This is for the inside. It is 5 1/8 by 1 5/8. 5 1/8 by 1 5/8. Okay, got it? And that's going to be for the inside. And that is the Sending Love Your Way. I'm going to want to have it about right there. Just kind of guessing. Oops, get my snail off. Nope, I didn't get the ink off of him. I have a snail on my thumb now because I picked him up. He didn't look like he had any ink on him, but he sure did. I'll wipe it off here, maybe. Wipe my snail off my finger. Okay. Snail's gone. And this is going to be Petal Pink, the Sending Love Your Way. Now, you know what? I did not do this the way I did it in my... I want to make sure that's absolutely straight when I put that on there. So what I'm going to do is use my plastic, like you know I like to use. And so here's my plastic. And I will put it here. Because I just don't have much luck at just putting it on the paper and hoping that it lines up. I never do well at that, so well, let me see, that's kind of faint. Let me do that again because I can't even see it. It's so faint. It won't do me any good if I can't see it. Sending Love Your Way. Sorry to have my head in there. Okay. I hope that's straight enough. I hope so. All right. All right. Well, I was doing it at 7, and you know everybody's so busy at 7, and it doesn't seem to be a good time for anybody in any of the time zones. So I just thought I'd go at 3. Those that can watch, and that's great, and those that can't can watch later. So hopefully nobody gets too upset at me for changing it. But it works a lot better, I think, to do it at 3. I'm not as tired, and oh, that's straight. Good. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit of the trick. I'm still wondering about that missing die, if it was underneath there. Clean this off. Even though you can hardly see it, it's there. Close up my ink. All right, so I'm going to start by... All right, so now we're ready to do some die cutting. We bring in my little mini, which I'm loving. I did my more about it Monday on this, the mini, so I hope that I hope that you guys will run out and buy one. Use my host code. Honestly though, it is, if you're gonna have a birthday or something soon, you might want to think about this, especially if you already have everything else that Stampin' Up makes. So I'm gonna, you don't have to, but I like to use some removable Scotch tape to hold this down, because I just don't want it to slide. I guess I don't have to, but I just don't want it to slide. Okay, so I'm going to feed that through. And I was so embarrassed when I did my more about it Monday, and I couldn't get my I couldn't get this to feed for the life of me. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. I wasn't doing anything wrong, it just wouldn't feed. So now I'm going to remove the tape, maybe try to use it again. Save the tape. I'm probably out of camera here. All right. So we're going to end up cutting off the scallops, so that's not a big deal. And let me get my trash bin. I'm going to get rid of these with my die brush. Really great tool. On Monday I'll be doing a take your pick tool, more about it Monday, and explaining some of the take your pick tool things, how they're used. So I hope you'll join me for that. And can't seem to get these little pieces under control. They're static. Electricity just keeps them from going anywhere. Next, we're going to die cut our little XOXO with our, and that's going to be cut with, now this is the smallest stitched, what is it, stitched shapes dies, smallest oval from the stitched shapes dies. So run that through. See how fun that is to just have that, and it doesn't take up all your room, and it is just fun. It's just fun. Okay, and next, what are we going to die cut next? Our love. And all right, so here's the tricky part. I'm going to cut this here so it's not quite so wide. Well, actually, there. I need to cut it that way because of what I'm going to do next, and I'm going to show you. So here's my 3 and 2. I don't know why I'm using 3 and 2. Supposed to be using 1 and 2, aren't I? Yeah, that's actually the one for, I wonder. 3 and 1 are the same width because I was using them interchangingly, and it worked fine. That's interesting. So the 3 and the 1, you can interchange it. So why did they give us the 3? Why didn't they just have us use the 1? Probably because they didn't want to confuse us. All right, not that that's hard to do either. So here's the trick. You're going to line up your, yeah, it is a cute machine. I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna line this up so it's centered. Love is centered in the center of my, what did we say? This was the second smallest circle die. Yeah, second smallest. Now you've probably done this before, where you cut, and these little plates will go in your big machine too. If you wanted to just get the plates and do some stuff for this kind of thing. So if you see, like right down here at the bottom, I'm putting my plate so that it doesn't cut like that bottom quarter of an inch. Maybe. Yeah, maybe a little less. And I'm going to run that through. Here, let me line this up. I'm going to run that through, and it's just going to cut the part that's covered by the top plate. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, remove my tape. My removable tape. So you see how it only cut that part, and that's how I'm going to make my little tab. So I'm going to come in here with scissors, and I'm going to go from the bottom to that side of the curve, and from the bottom to this side of the curve, just like that. And now I have my tag. It's kind of like my love tag. And I think that's all for the cutting. The other, we're going to fussy cut. So, nope, that's not all. We need some petal pink. A piece that's 3.5 by at least 3.5 by 3.5. It's not bigger. Sorry to be doing this off of camera, but I have nowhere to put it. Most of the time I don't use my cut trimmer. I use it in my lap because my desk is full and overflowing. Okay, so back to cutting, die cutting. This is the last thing that we have to die cut. This is just the behind the heart. Then we'll do our fussy cutting. Feed it in there. I'm really bad about not lining up my plates. I'm lazy. Okay, now we have everything. So I can put my little mini away. It's like a toy. It's almost like a toy. And let me get my brush. So this is how you use the brush to get all those little things out. And sometimes you might have to poke them out if they don't come out with the brush, like that. Yeah, so I take it for granted that people know, you know, because I'm thinking most of my customers have been around for a while and been crafting for a while, but that's not always the case. So that's why I have to try to do these More About It Mondays, so that everybody can kind of learn and grow as crafters. Okay, so right now I'm just taking my scissors that Stampin' Up! Sells. These are snips, and they're really good for fussy cutting. But you really need 2 pair. You need a pair for your scissors. You need a pair for your ribbon, and you need a pair for paper, because you know, once you use your scissors for paper, fabric and ribbon don't cut as well. It just kind of, they cut paper well, but they don't cut your ribbon quite as well. Alright, so this is going to go on front of my heart, and there's my XO. And what did I do with my where is he? Did y'all see what I did with my snail? Goodness. Please tell me I'm not the only one that has this problem. Where did you go, Mr. Snail? There, I think he's down here. I might even find my missing. There he is. So I'm going to color that first, and I have some Stampin' blends. I have light and dark petal pink and a light and dark. And I was going to do light petal pink and then dark petal pink, but I ended up doing dark petal pink. So this time I'm going to try doing the light first. And I may change my mind after I do it. So you may not need both. You might just need the dark. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm avoiding the black part though, because it will bleed. So that was light petal pink, and then I'm going to just try to do some shading with the dark petal pink. And then come back in. Y'all don't have to be this particular. My light. The shading, you doesn't have to worry about that. Okay. And then for the heart, the center is Dark Poppy Parade. I love Poppy Parade. It's one of my favorite reds. It's a blue red. but it's kind of a lighter blue red. So he's so cute. He's so cute. I wonder how they come up with these cute images. Who would have thought snails could be so cute? I'm not going to talk because it's hard to talk in color with these at the same time. So it's going to be real quiet here for a second. Okay, so that's Light Poppy Parade. And then we're going to do our fussy cutting. Let me put these away here, out of the way. Yeah, I like the take your pick tool. Yes, I am going to show how to use the take your pick tool, Monica, on Monday, because it's a cool thing. It really is a cool thing. So I'm going to start out. I'm going to cut up here, and this is going to be my tab, and then I'm going to leave just the slightest little bit of white. I find that when you fussy cut, if you don't leave a little bit of white around what you're cutting, it looks a little odd. And I'm not the best at this, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that part off. I'm not going to get too fancy with this, like down here in the center. I'm not going to go all the way in between the eyeballs like that. I'm just going to cut a little V. I will get a little fancier on this side. And now the stamp set of the snails has dies that you can use. But this that they sent us with the paper pumpkin snail, I don't think any of the dies fit the paper pumpkin snail. Alright, and then I'm just going to kind of bring his tail around, and then that's going to be my tab. And now I'm going to bring in my trimmer again. And what I want to do now is I want to put that where it's even, where I can score it. And I don't want it too far away from the snail, because I don't want it to stick out and up, but I don't want it too close either. So, and I score it because I want a nice, you know, if I bend it, it's not going to be as neat. So, and all right. This is going to go on here with some glue. So I have leftover chili for dinner, so I don't have to cook. Yeah, I don't like to fussy cut either. I have looked at getting a machine, an electric machine, that supposedly you can stamp an image and it will die cut it for you. Can't think of the name of it right now. But, oh, you know what? I put this down and I wasn't supposed to. I'm not supposed to do that. Oh, because my tabs are supposed to go underneath there. What to do? Let me get my heat tool. I'll be right back. Yeah, I can believe I did it. All right. This works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if it works this time. I'll turn it on high. Whoops, I'm blowing my snail around. Let me do the back first. I don't have to take it all the way off, just enough to. And it's not going anywhere. Oops. Alright, so you guys get to see me do some surgery. Alright, so that's a mess, but that's okay. I can fix it. Alright, so love goes here. So let me put some glue on love. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Alright, so there's our love. And now my snail. I'm going to put some snail glue on my snail. He's going to go about right here. Oh, I didn't pull that far enough back. Have you all had to do surgery like this before too? Okay, and now I'm going to put some glue on here in the corners along the back. See, just like that. And then I'm going to stick that down just like that. Da, 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 da. And I see the glue is oozing out, but that's okay. I can erase it with an eraser later. Let me hold that down so it stays. I knew I was gonna mess up here somehow. I just knew it. And my glue is oozing out. But that's kind of okay because now you're gonna see what you need to do when you forget something. And it looks like it's gonna stay down, which is good. So while that's drying, we'll put this on. We're going to put this on with some mini dimensionals, and I have those over here. White gel pen as well. Are you talking about a white gel pen? Are you talking about white glue pen, Lynn? Or a gel pen? I'm just jumping in here. So I'm not quite sure what y'all been talking about. So here we go. And then down XO, remember X is first. So this is all gonna go off here. Yeah, so you'll want to put your tabs on first before you put your bottom base on. Otherwise you're going to have to cover it up with ink. Well, it should come off. The glue will come off. It's just not quite dry enough yet, so I'm just moving it around. When it dries good, it'll just rub right off like I'm just erasing it. Alright, so I get this in the center. I'm going to put it on 8, and it should be 2 3/4 that way and 2 3/4 this way, so that the 8 is the center. And then I'm going to put this on here, but I don't want to put glue all over it like we normally would. I'm going to put it like right here. Make sure that's going to be, that's going to be fine. I probably didn't need to put this down as low. Alright, so use my 8 again. So that's about where I want it. So I'm going to take a pencil, and where that line is, just below it, I don't want to put any glue past these two lines, because if I do, I won't be able to bend it. See, That's why it has to have only have glue. Now what I did, you could use all glue if you want, but what I did is I used a strip of tear and tape here, and then I put some glue at the bottom. I actually used both. That way I know it's going to have a nice hold on it, because it's going to be important that it doesn't let go. And so I'll bring that back in here to my 8, and there we go. Luckily it's not sticking to the back. Okay, I think that's it, guys. There's our card. Let me see if I can get that ink off now. It may be a while before I can get that off. I will go ahead and get my adhesive eraser. I'll show you the difference, how it just takes it right off. We don't sell these anymore, but you can still get them. So for smaller things you can use the pencil eraser, but see what happens is it picks it up, and then you just pull off the glue and it's gone. It picks it right up off of the paper. It is square when you first get it, but it's not square now because I've used it a lot. But this is so much easier and faster. I wish we still sold them. All right. And then it balls it up into a little ball. And all right, I think that's it. Oh no, we got to do the bow. It won't be the same without the bow. All right. The only concern is that whoever you send this card to, you hope that they'll figure it out that it's supposed to be an easel card. Otherwise they might think this is cute, but okay. But it would still be cute even if they just pick that up. Even if they don't tuck it in. All right, so here we have our bow, our ribbon. I'm gonna do my loop loop and cross this one over that one and make an X. I'm going to push this loop through the bottom, the hole that we just made. See, when I try to describe it, it's hard to do. It's easier to just do it. All right, so there's my loops. Cross over, tuck it through. Come on, tuck through there. And pull. And then you have to adjust. This ribbon here is kind of hard to work with because it wants to come loose. So you just pull on one end and then the other, tighten, hold it in the center and pull, tighten, hold it in the center and pull till you get a nice little bow. Now I started out with 9 inches of ribbon, and this is the ribbon that was in our kit. That's about that's about right. So get my scissors, which probably aren't going to cut very well since I've used them with paper, but we'll see. Not bad. And then put this on with the glue dot. It's small, so the glue dot's going to have to be squished behind it. So and I put the middle there, and then I just kind of push the glue dot behind the bow like that because it's bigger. The glue dot's bigger than the bow. And I'll pinch it off. I'm going to put it in between the XO and the heart. And come on, get over here. And there we go. our card. All right. Thanks for stay. Oh, we're not done yet. Oh my goodness, I keep saying that. No, we're not done yet. All right, so we got to put some of these on. I just kind of randomly chose where to put them. I picked some big ones. Now this is where your take your pick tool comes in handy. You bend it back and then you pick it up. I put one here going in that direction, and then the other big one is going in this direction. I guess it would be kind of boring to watch if I didn't mess up, right? It's the mess ups that make it interesting. Now this isn't quite in place. There we go. Then I did 2 medium ones also. So I did 2 medium, 2 large, and 2 small. So I did a medium one down here. And these are the exact sizes of the ones underneath, so that makes it nice because it doesn't, so it covers it up. Plus it's the same color. Now this one over here going in this direction. Then I did 2 small ones. And I guess I don't really have to cut them off of here, I guess, but I do. All right, here's the small one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting some snow. I don't have anywhere to go, so I don't care about the snow. As long as it doesn't last very long. We actually bought extra groceries when we went to the store on Saturday because my daughter warned me that the snow was, we had possible ice and snow coming on Thursday. And this one is a little bit off. There. Alrighty, almost done. Almost. Now I'm going to put a medium one here, a medium heart here in the corner, then small one. I'm not gonna try to take that, cut that. A small one kind of going this way, kind of like they're falling down, flowing down. There. There's my hearts. So I have some little hearts there, and I see I've got some glue here. And I've got some hearts here, and there's my so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope I gave you some ideas. Well, I'm glad I make you laugh. Oh, well, I'm sorry about your connection. All right, well, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you get the chance to make some cute cards. If you don't have the heart die, you might have another die you could use. It doesn't have to be a heart, but since these are kind of like Valentine's type of things,